Did you know 1 in 6 children face some kind of mental health concern each year? And help is too often in short supply, especially in rural parts of Idaho. This Thursday, September 26th, Boise State Public Radio is holding a special event in Marsing to talk about rural mental health issues, and we'd like to invite you to come, especially if you or someone you know lives or works in Owyhee or Canyon counties. The event is free and open to the public, and dinner will be provided. So meet us at Marsing High School this Thursday, September 26th from 6 to 8 p.m. for an important panel conversation on building connections between teens, families, and their support networks. Find event details at boisestatepublicradio.org/events.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector, Idaho's daily news. I'm George Prentice. Today, we will give you an update on wildland firefighters, and the news is pretty good. We will tell you why a busload of teachers is rolling through the region, and you will absolutely want to hear what the National Weather Service office has to say. It is Wednesday, it's the 18th of September, and here are today's stories. The forecast is something you'll need to know about, not for its drama, but for how nice it's going to be. Dave Grainert is at the National Weather Service office in Boise.
Good morning, George.
What can we expect on this Wednesday?
Yeah, we're looking at some drier weather as we head into today, and so temperatures will be warming up a few degrees from yesterday as well. So a little bit drier and a little bit warmer.
Wow, very seasonable, yes?
Yeah, we are. It's going to be getting close to normal. Our normal this time of year is around 80 degrees, and we're looking at a high of in the low 70s. So.
Okay, how about the long range? I know a lot of people have weekend plans.
Yeah, this weekend is certainly looking like a good fall weekend. We're going into a stretch of some dry weather coming up here, so it's going to be high temperatures right around normal and some sunny skies.
Well, we have been through a lot together over the last, few weeks, but this is as good as it gets. And he is Dave Grainert at the National Weather Service office. Dave, have a great Wednesday.
You too, George. Thank you.
The last 2 days have been a very productive 48 hours on the front lines of wildland fires in the region. Cooler conditions and a fair amount of precipitation have benefited firefighting efforts. And at the big lava fire stretching across the Boise and Payette National Forests, Operations Section Chief Cordell Taylor says there is good news on the western and the eastern edges.
There's been a lot more containment on this west side of the fire. Crews over here on the east side continue to strengthen lines up around the areas of Willow Creek, God's Acres, and the church camp.
And as of this morning, the lava fire has burned nearly 98,000 acres. It is 44% contained. Now over to the even bigger Wapiti fire. James Norville is with planning operations, and he also says the weather has been a major plus.
With the weather that's been happening the last day or so, we've got about half an inch of rain over the fire area. Some of it's been kind of sporadic and spotty, but the cumulative about a half an inch or so. For the rest of the fire area, it's been pretty quiet. There's snow on the mountains. It's cloudy, it's cold, it's rainy. So I think as we move forward over the next couple days, the crews are going to be doing some great work, continuing that repair work, and getting this place ready for winter.
As of this morning, the Wapiti has burned 125,000 acres. It is 71% contained. Meanwhile, Tuesday, the state's top elected officials, the governor, attorney general, secretary of state, and more, all part of the State Board of Lands, got an up-to-date briefing on the fire season. Julie Lucatow reports.
Speaking in front of the board on Tuesday, Director Dustin Miller said efforts to suppress fires on state land this season cost Idaho around $51 million, with an estimated additional $10 million going towards shared costs on federal service lands.
We've had a total of 292 fires and a little more than 48,000 acres have burned.
But Miller says the season is not over.
Significant fire risk still exists. We need to continue to get the rainstorms to stack up to really put us in a good shape.
Governor Brad Little chimed in to criticize the federal government's response to suppressing fire on federal land.
The Forest Service is going to have to up their game for management.
In Idaho, federal agencies manage more than 10 times the acreage overseen by the state. Julie Guetta, Boise State Public Radio News.
Checking the election calendar, we are now less than 7 weeks until Election Day. That also means that early in-person voting will begin in less than 4 weeks. And yesterday was the last official day for county clerks across Idaho to print absentee ballots. And we know that the first round of absentee ballots will be going out in the mail this Friday. So yes, that means that some Idahoans will be voting as early as this weekend and then beginning to return those absentees. One of the hot-button topics this season, which unfortunately has included some misinformation, concerns non-citizens and voting. It has been and continues to be illegal for non-citizens to cast a ballot in Idaho. And election officials say they're making certain that does not happen. It is high on their priority list. Secretary of State Phil McGrain says it's equally important to focus on new U.S. citizens and their absolute right to vote.
And I think one of the things that's really highlighted is both ensuring that non-citizens can't register, but also ensuring that we have a clean, smooth process for those people who become citizens. Naturalization ceremonies happen routinely, and we really, one of the biggest things for our new citizens to be able to participate in is to vote in an election. That's one of the things they really work hard for. And so we've been working with Department of Homeland Security to validate our roles.
And Secretary of State McGrain appeared on Tuesday's Idaho Matters. He joins the program each Tuesday all the way to Election Day. Meanwhile, the American Federation of Teachers has embarked on a nationwide Get Out the Vote bus tour. They'll be rolling across the country between now and Election Day. That to promote support for public education. Yvette Fernandez has this report.
The AFT is the country's largest union for educators. It has endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris for president. AFT President Randy Weingarten says conservatives want to do away with the Department of Education and essentially defund many programs like Title I, aimed at helping underprivileged students. And that, she says, has a direct effect on voters' number one concern, their economic opportunities.
Education creates the skills and knowledge that our young people need, particularly our high schoolers, our college goers, so that they can they have the skills to vie for the jobs of today and tomorrow.
The bus tour will head to Northwest states, then east until Election Day. For the Mountain West News Bureau, I'm Yvette Fernandez.
And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Prentice. We will see you back here tomorrow. To stay in touch with the news between now and then, check out BoiseStatePublicRadio.org or download the free Boise State Public Radio app. For now, thanks for listening.